Guardians, hello and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode, and we're back next to the Golden Broken Vex, meaning that we have a lot to discuss with XUR's location and inventory review. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, I would say just a little bit, because it is Friday morning, and there is XUR. Now, XUR's location is obviously on Nessus. If you go to Nessus, and then you go up to Watcher's Grave, teleport here, you're then going to want to go up north to XUR's little icon. Get up in the tree and then talk to him. Before we actually look at his inventory though, really quick, the emblem on the left of the screen I'm giving away this week, and it's the last time I'm giving away this emblem. So if you want to enter in for this weekly giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed, show support, like the video, and leave a comment down below on what you thought about XUR's inventory. Now let's begin. XUR's inventory is going to have, drum roll please, the Prospector. He's going to have Foe Tracer, Insurmountable Skull Fort, and Another World. Now, you're going to want to go over the weapon first, because obviously all Guardians out there can actually equip this without having a problem. You're first going to want to have the Prospector Grenade Launcher, definitely, because it's a fun exotic to use, even if you're not going to use it practically against a strike boss or a raid boss. It might still be worth it to have and have fun with it. It's really fun to use inside of the Crucible, especially when a bunch of people are chasing you, and then all of a sudden you throw a couple of grenades on the ground and the abilities start to rack in. Holding down the trigger will fire the weapon at full auto. The great thing about this is the Excavation perk is the exotic intrinsic perk. If you release the trigger, all the grenades that were released from the full auto ability detonate at the same time, meaning that you can set a trap for someone on the ground, wait for them to come around the corner, detonate, and you can pretty much amass a ton of destruction. It's actually a really fun exotic. I love using it in the Crucible, and if you ever get the chance to just sit around and have some fun, believe me, there's nothing going on right now in Destiny 2, so go have some fun with the game. Test some new stuff out, have some fun, play with your friends, and just use the grenade launcher. You might actually find out that you like it. It is a really strong exotic if you know how to use it, so I'm letting you all try it out. I'm not going to show you any game clips or anything like that. Just believe me when I say this, it's a ton of fun. Moving on to the next one is the Foe Tracer Hunter class helmet. It's going to have Relentless Tracker as the exotic intrinsic perk. Visually marks targeted enemies, deals more damage to low health marked enemies. This is the only armor piece that I highly recommend, due to the fact that if you have an entire fire team of hunters using Might of Multi-Tool and also team shooting inside of Trials of the Nine and having the Foe Tracer equipped, about 90% of the time you're going to win. It's disgusting. Even if you're bad at the game, this exotic actually dishes out a ton of damage. So if you have a team of Might of Multi-Tools, remember, you'll be able to wreck the entire enemy team if you're using this helmet and your Might of Multi-Tool and team shooting. Moving on to the next one is going to be the Insurmountable Skull Fort. Now, this one is a pretty decent exotic, but I never use it for my Titan on Xbox, so I really don't know whether I should recommend it to you guys or just push it over to the side. Now, it's got a really good perk. Transfusion Matrix is kills with arc melee abilities, trigger health regeneration, and also restores your melee energy. So basically, if you kill with your melee ability, you trigger health regeneration instantly, and you can get a second melee, which allows the process to continue over and over and over again. Which sounds good in theory, but it doesn't always work out like that. It's not 100% chance that it restores your melee, but it does happen quite often. Now, with it being said, you have to have a Striker Titan doing this, and other than that, I like using Sentinel Titan the most. Striker Titan is pretty good, but the only time I'm using my Striker Titan is for the pulse grenades, and normally only against Emperor Callus inside of the raid. So other than that, I'm not using my Striker very often, so that's also problematic. Moving on to the next one is going to be an Eye of Another World. Now this one is completely pointless, and I'll explain why. Cerebral Uplink is going to be the exotic intrinsic perk, which highlights priority targets and improves regeneration speed of your grenade, melee, and rift abilities. Now let that sink in for a minute. Improves regeneration speed for your grenade, melee, and rift abilities. Sounds really good on paper, but it's actually garbage. The increase of the speed regeneration isn't actually enough to waste your exotic slot. I've found playing in the raid, playing in Nightfalls, I get my abilities back roughly the exact same time if I'm wearing this helmet or if I'm not wearing this helmet. Yes, there may be a couple seconds where I get my ability faster using Eye of Another World, but does it really make a difference? No. About 99% of the time it doesn't make a difference, so I highly recommend not getting this due to the fact that if you're playing on a Warlock in the first place, you can get this simply by playing through the story mode and playing the mission that awards you with a exotic armor piece. This is one of the options you can choose from. So yeah, definitely don't buy it. But by all means, if you're a collector out there and you don't have it, and you've got a ton of legendary shards laying around like I do, as you can see here, 2,264 of them to be exact, then I guess you might as well buy it. I mean, you're not using the legendary shards for anything else in this game, right? There's not really much going on. XUR only sells 4 exotics every weekend, and most of the time you guys probably have 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, buy it if that's the only exotic you have for this week. And then there you go, Guardians. I know the XUR videos are kind of lacking right now, but I'm making them because there's people out there that have just started the game, and I want to inform them on exotics that they might want to get and that they might want to hold off on. There are people that just started playing on PC, and come December, there are going to be new players because of the holiday season. So, when Christmas and Hanukkah rolls around and any other holiday, and you get Destiny 2 for Christmas or any other holiday that you actually participate in, then you will know what exotics you want to purchase. That is the purpose of me continuing this series. If you don't want to watch the XUR videos every weekend, then you don't have to. I have other videos on the channel, and I hope you all check that content out as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new for daily Destiny content and other stuff on the channel, and as always, privileged ones, stay violent and be privileged.
Oh, hi. VPG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there is a logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy.